Guys and gals and everybody else, welcome back to The Horror Returns. As always, I am your host Lance, and we've got Brian in the house. Take two this week. We got Philip with the Cowboys cap, but we got a special surprise visitor at the THR studios here, and we've got Darren Wilson from Psychosomaticast, fresh back from a House of Mouse. What's up, dude?
We'll say Sarah, 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 Sarah. I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
We're
that
doing
song
great,
stuck in my
man.
head all day. But other than that, I'm doing well.
Yeah, well, look, dude, you know how we start with cool of the week. Do you wanna make yours the birthday trip? You
Sure.
may it's totally up to you, man. You may have a movie in mind that just blew you away, but I want to hear more about it.
There's quite a few things. Well, it's your show. You ask me the questions and I'll answer.
It's our show. It's our collective show, man. Come on.
Okay. Well, okay. So a cool thing was that I took 2 airplane trips and was not randomly selected by TSA for I think the first time in 15 trips or so. I'm always getting randomly
Nice.
selected and
Always
checked for,
fun to not get
Yeah.
fondled at the airport.
Exactly. And traveling with a kid, one time I didn't even have to take off my shoes. It was
Oh.
weird.
Wow. What a
Waved me
trip.
through. It was nice. But yeah, we took little dude to Disney World for his birthday. And that was the flying. That was flying from here in Columbus down to Orlando, and then missing a bunch of snow that happened here in March.
Okay.
And yeah, coming back. Did you have some questions about that? I have actually watched a few things, even though the massive windstorm that ripped through yesterday knocked out my internet until
Oh
this
no.
afternoon.
Damn, I got
Yeah.
snow and windstorms. What the hell?
Yep, fun stuff. And we're not even, usually it's Cleveland because they're up by Lake Erie that gets
Right.
the worst weather, but it ripped right through Columbus and pulled some siding off the house. Had to find a siding guy on a weekend.
Oh, not fun. Yeah, weekends are hard to find people during the week even sometimes. I'm sure weekends are worse. So you what were the high points, man? What was his favorite part? Little Dan this was all for Little Danzig, of course, right?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Not at all for Darren, right?
No, actually, I'm not a Disney person. Since we're all friends here,
All right.
I will say I was sort of tainted by it my family went on a trip to Disney World when I was 10. And when
Okay.
we got back from that trip was when our parents said they were getting a divorce.
Oh.
They wanted to have like one last good family trip. But
Right.
then that's what I sort of attached to going to Disney World. And I was
That
like,
sounds
okay,
like
we're
some
going to
shit out of
go.
a movie, man.
Yeah. So I was like, a bit of a weirdo. I was like, okay, my wife's going to leave me when we get back. Okay.
Oh no.
This is what's
How
gonna happen.
traumatic.
But yeah, it was for little dude. Like I said, he's been talking for about 2 years. I mean, he's a big Disney fan. He's a big Star Wars fan. So for his actual birthday, we went to Hollywood Studios, and it was the earliest any of us got up. And his favorite part of that was probably Rise of the Resistance.
Okay. Understandable.
He had a total blast with that. He tried to join the First Order. Yeah, he's definitely likes the baddies for the
Cool.
most part.
The dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So that
remember
was
they
probably
had
his favorite.
some little lightsaber thing that they were doing that you had to like sign
Uh-huh.
up for the Jedi Order or whatever.
Oh,
And,
that's
I was
right.
trying to sign my kids up for it, and
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
I got
some-
one grandson into that when we got out of
Yeah.
all of them. So yeah, we lucked out. We had
good.
to get up on the stage.
Had to
with
like
him.
fight Darth Vader and shit.
Yeah. So
That
you
would've
seen
been-
anything really cool this week, or done any good reading, or checked out any new podcasts that you want to tout?
Yeah, I've got a few things. I'll try to be fast. I just re-watched the series Ugly Americans. I don't know if you've seen it. It was on Comedy Central
I've
back
heard
in the
of it.
day.
I've heard of it.
It's like a
Brian, is that
social.
one you've seen?
No.
I don't even know
It's
what it
on
is.
Paramount Plus, I think, or Showtime.
Okay.
It's a social worker in New York. It's animated, and there's vampires and zombies and like all this other stuff. And he works in the social work office with a wizard, who's and my wife's a social worker, and she said it's the most realistic depiction of social work is just the fecklessness and just, there's the depressed alcoholic wizard and like all this other stuff. There's an episode with zombie Abraham Lincoln.
Jesus
there's-
Christ.
Yeah, I would totally recommend that. I think it's originally from the early thousands.
Okay.
So yeah, that and a lot of hockey lately. My team
Oh,
is
yeah.
chasing the last place in the league to get a good draft pick.
Sound like the
And-
Rockets.
Yeah, except for they do every year they lose the season, and then when it doesn't matter anymore, they start winning and get like fifth or sixth.
Of course. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, you wanna jump in?
Yeah, I got a few things. I rewatched. Now, the only reason I rewatched it because Screenbox put out 2 short films that go with it. I rewatched The Outwaters.
Yes,
Okay.
I saw you saw that on Facebook.
They where is it? The first one's called Card Zero. You watched that one before the movie,
Okay.
and then the next one is File VL624, and you watch it after the movie.
Interesting.
And it was a complete waste of time. It adds nothing to the movie.
Uh-oh.
Suck. Even the one after?
No, it's like a lost file or memory card that's found that they tried to piece
Wait.
together stuff. So it's just images of the vacation and a couple images of what was going on
Yikes.
at the end of the
Sounds
movie.
bad.
And
So
the,
do you have a new appreciation for the movie at least?
no, it kind of made me hate the movie. It just, I don't know. They were just kind of, Screenbox just kind of let me down on that one. They were kind of advertising it, as add-ons to the experience. And I just, like, I explained one of my problems with the movie was too much of the trip getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the prequel short film. Was just more of that. Like,
I don't want to see any more before it.
I don't
Yeah.
think
My
I
biggest problem
I
was
can
the
skip
damn
this.
flashlight cam, where it's just this one little circle that you can see in the entire goddamn screen. Of
it makes an appearance in the second short film.
course it does.
So, I kind of figured that the prequel was going to be nothing really added to the story, but I was really let down with the last one because it was supposed to be all the footage was memory cards found. So I
Mhm.
thought they were going to piece together something that was going to give you some kind of hint of what was going on. But no, I can't recommend either.
Alternate dimension.
That's what I'm kind of stuck on. It's an alternate dimension or aliens invaded, and that's what the sounds were in the background.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what aliens are.
There you go.
I don't know.
Next up, I watched. Finally got a chance to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
That was mine. Good.
Did you like it?
I don't know, man.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Is it?
I don't know. It seemed to me like a slasher movie, and they just like, to go into video game terms, slashed a Winnie the Pooh skin on it.
Yeah, I kind of dug the explanation. I mean, it's wacky,
Yeah.
but I like how they explain the existence of these characters and why they're killing people.
Right.
And it's kind of fucked up what happens to Eeyore in the beginning of the story.
You get run over.
Why's it gotta
or
be
would that be
Eeyore?
telling?
He's always got.
I mean, if you guys want me to spoil it, it's just.
Yeah, because I missed that part. All right, spoiler alert.
I'm good. I'm good
Because
with
I
it.
saw the Eeyore rest in peace.
Yeah, because essentially Christopher Robin leaves the gang and kind of leaves them alone by themselves, and they end up alone and starving, and so
Oh no.
they basically turn to cannibals, and the one they choose to eat was Eeyore.
What about Kanga and all them?
Ooh.
They're supposed to be making a
Are they-
sequel, so maybe
Oh,
they'll
no.
pop up in that one, or
Let's say they didn't really even address them.
'cause they might have ate them. I don't know.
Maybe
There
But
was
that
some
w-
pretty good. There was some pretty good kills in there.
it was Eeyore's tail he was whipping him with, right?
Yeah,
Okay, making sure.
I had a good time with it because I
Yeah.
took it for what it was. You know, I didn't take it too seriously, and there was some pretty good kills in there. There was some head crushing and some slasher kills, and
There's
So-
some women in hot tubs, I think, and things like that,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Practical
Yeah.
effects or CGI?
practical.
Yeah, they had some actually
That's
pretty
cool.
good kills. So I mean, I'll give them that. It was just it was basically just a slasher movie, but
Mhm.
with Winnie the Pooh characters. But wasn't a bad slasher movie.
Yeah.
was
And my cool of the week, I'm gonna go back to Screambox, and it's labeled as an action thriller, dark comedy, and it's called Holy Shit.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of this one.
Now, basically, the premise is a guy wakes up, he's in a turned over porta potty, and he can't get out because he's got a piece of rebar stuck in his arm, and he can't get it out.
Oh, there's definitely going to be an infection on that.
Yikes.
And throughout the movie, he's trying to, his memories, he's not like, he doesn't have amnesia where he can't remember who he is. He just can't remember how he got in that
How he
situation.
got there? Oh,
Because
wow.
it basically, the porta potty fell into a construction hole where the rebar was sticking out.
Yikes.
And throughout the movie, he's trying to figure out why or how this even happened. And so it was pretty cool. A little tame than I was really expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Not as much in the comedy aspect, but there was some comedy. It is subtitled because it's I believe it's German.
Holy Schnitzen or however.
So
Shiza.
I think
Scheiße.
I think out of all the ones, I would probably recommend that the most.
Cool. Let's check that out then.
All right, porta potty style. Well, yeah, and I'll jump in on that because the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey was about the only thing that I've watched
Oh no.
aside from Love Is Blind. We're not going to.
Oh no.
no.
Ouch. Which is worse? I mean, what's your cool? You guys didn't check out John Wick 4? Come on.
But I watch them with my wife. They're fun.
I know.
Get to the theater.
Okay.
But yeah, the blood and honey, it was all right. It was not as awesome as I wanted it to be, but I think I was
Right.
maybe going in with higher expectations than I should have. And
Quite possibly.
it definitely wasn't terrible, but I was like, man, that's just a dude with a Pooh mask on. Like, you know what I mean?
Kind of like Troll 2.
But he cried real tears.
Well, I know, but like he's got like people hands and fucking work boots.
Because they're supposed to be like part animal, part human mutations.
Jesus.
Yeah, he mostly
Escape.
except his animal head.
Escape from the island of Dr. Moreau or what?
That probably would have explained it. They're just lost in the 100-acre woods or whatever it was called.
And I get
Ooh.
you didn't need a giant reason to make this movie happen, but it was like
Yeah.
he went off to college for 5 years, and so now they're like murderous beasts, and they like,
Crazy.
that was a weird turn.
Yeah, that didn't really give me enough to figure out why they just became cannibalistic
Yeah.
murderers. It's like, I mean, you guys couldn't feed yourselves how were you feeding yourselves before?
Yeah.
Lots of honey, I guess.
He had honey.
He did. And he controlled bees.
Yeah.
He's like Candyman.
That's
superpowers.
right. Sweets to the sweet.
Anyway.
Oh no! So that's your cool of the week, dude.
Yeah, man, that's about all I got.
Oh,
The rest of
no.
it is not fucking. I
It's-
sliced the tip of my finger off, so that was
Oh,
fun.
that's not cool.
Hopefully, it'll stop bleeding at some point, or I'm gonna have to get the frying pan out and cauterize that motherfucker.
Rambo
Gotta-
style.
Do
Yeah.
what you got to do, man. Rambo.
Rose
style.
is like, go to the doctor. What is he gonna do? Cauterize it for me?
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well,
At least I can get
I
some
did-
good meds.
I did make it to see. I did make it to see John Wick 4.
Oh, is it out already? I didn't realize.
Yeah, it came out Friday. I went to see it. It's a 3-hour long movie, so brace
Jeez.
yourselves. It takes a while, but I won't give anything away about that one. There's a lot that happens you might not expect, so I'll keep quiet on that. But you guys ever seen the Apple TV Plus series
Wait.
Servant?
Is it awesome or no?
Yeah, you can't just.
John Wick 4?
Yeah.
You can't.
It's
You got to
funny.
say it.
It's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What does Lance say?
Yeah. What percent is it on Lance?
It's about 6.5.
Oh my god!
It's no
I mean,
Ghoulies.
I don't
or,
know,
No
man.
Pet Cemetery
It's no
2019.
Pet
huh?
Cemetery 2. Yeah,
as
exactly.
as a base scoring mechanism here, what was your favorite John Wick?
The first one. So I kind of like the back to basics minimalist story. I don't know, man. I thought they expanded the universe a little too much. A lot of
And
loose ends.
What
lot
would
of
your
loose
score
ends
be
left.
on the first one?
Probably an 8.
I'm
Okay.
a little confused because that was some of the aspects you liked of the other one was the world expanding.
Yeah, but they kind of took it a little too far out on this one, man. I don't know. I mean, if they're going to do some spin-off movies and like finally do the TV show and all that, I can kind of understand why they brought in what they brought in.
Yeah.
I will add Yellow Jackets season 2, episode 1.
Ah,
Starts back
I
strong.
heard it's good.
haven't
Oh, I
seen it
haven't
yet.
started it yet.
Yeah, we tend to binge, so I'll probably wait a few weeks to start that.
Is there only the one episode out? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I may have to wait on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks
Oh.
for bringing us back up after Lance brought us down. as
No, come on,
the
dude.
only
It was a cool
person that
movie.
I've heard that doesn't like John Wick 4.
No, it was a cool movie. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Come on.
But you just gave it a 6.
Not officially. let me think about it. I'll come back and talk about it again next week.
You might come back and say it's a 5.
I'll tell you what I did really love though, guys. A TV show that just wrapped up on Apple TV Plus called Servant.
Mm.
Little
Oh yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan vehicle that actually his daughter is directing and writing several of the episodes in this 4th season. But this was I think this is one that Jack would really love because he was disappointed with all the loose ends that Lost never quite wrapped up. And this one brought a lot of loose ends out, and each season kind of had its own little, story. And they tied everything up magnificently at the end. Like there were no questions left at all. It could have been interpreted a couple of different ways, the ending, based on whether you're religious or not religious. Like you could look at it one of two ways, but you can't deny the fact that I think it was a really nicely encapsulated 4-season arc and only 30-minute episodes too. So they're like fly by. Like half the time we would start an episode and before you know it, the credits are rolling and AJ and I would look at each other like, holy shit, that's it? That's the end of the episode. So it flies by. You guys might consider checking it out. It's a
So is it
fast walk.
over?
Yeah, it's officially over. They wrapped everything up perfectly.
No
Alright.
Magic Mike review? I shouldn't check that out.
Hey man, Salma Hayek, what can you say? The lady doesn't age. She must bathe in baby's blood or something.
I know.
something
She's got
about
the secret.
her.
If that's what you're going to tell us,
Um,
Lance, it was because of Salma Hayek.
Yeah, well, I thought, the wife might want to see it, and
Get
I
her
will
in the
tell you
mood.
this: be careful what you wish for, Brian, because AJ is a fresh patron because she doubled her Patreon pledge, so we might have to let her pick 3 movies, and you know how dangerous that can be.
Oh no.
I didn't hate her picks last time, so
Okay.
more worried about this Lonnie Langston or whatever his name.
Yeah, he's still
Musical
thinking it
picking motherfucker.
through. Oh, is there a musical action movie? Oh, maybe we have to do a Bollywood action movie. Maybe Linky will pick RRR for you guys to do on the action returns.
Funny enough, I think at one point we had talked about doing a Bollywood action movie.
Well, there you go. It's a marriage made in heaven. All right, that's it for Cool of the Week, guys.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, Darren, you ready to? Oh no, wait, not Trailer Park yet. Headlines first. Sorry about that.
All these
Got out of
years
order
of
there,
doing the
Brian.
show and you forgot how it goes.
Yeah, only 365 episodes in. So, goddamn, there's that many days in a year. We've been doing this a while, guys.
We've done this for a year's worth of weeks.
Well, what do we got on the headline front, Brian? Hopefully some Star Wars news for Danzig.
No Star Wars news. Has anybody even been watching The Mandalorian? Because
I'm waiting to binge.
No, I didn't even realize it was out.
yeah,
About halfway
I've
over, I think.
heard nobody talk about it. So
I know that's not a good sign.
I've heard several people talk about it.
Let's see. We got some casting news for the new Ghostbusters. This is the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Afterlife? Is that what it's gonna be called?
It's got a, what do you call it, working title?
Okay.
But they put the title on the little clapper thing when they say action. It said
Right.
Firehouse.
Huh.
Firehouse.
So
Okay.
I think
That
it's
makes
gonna. I
sense.
think they're
Okay.
going back to New York to the old headquarters.
I like it. What do you think,
Yeah.
Darren?
Go ahead.
I would well, I didn't watch Afterlife. I meant to, but since nobody has rioted in the street about the announcement of the sequel to it, I imagine it's at least half good. Half good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Afterlife was pretty good. I mean, it was that was the girl that I was trying to tell you guys about, that the show with the pedophile that I watched. I can't even remember the name of it.
Okay,
The
and
neighbor, whatever.
that
It was
little
the girl
actress
from
that was so
Ghostbusters
good was in it?
Afterlife.
Okay.
Yeah, she's really good.
Like a real pedophile or a show about a pedophile?
A show about a pedophile. A show about a real
Okay.
pedophile.
I was confused too for a second. About to say, I
Took
hope
a weird
she's
turn.
okay.
Two different
Sorry.
Yeah.
The newest additions to the cast are Patton Oswalt and Kumail Nanjiani.
Okay, that could be cool.
Is he still
So-
buff, like from what?
Eternals.
Oh,
The Eternals.
Or has he gone
Yeah,
back to regular size?
I guess when he got buff and changed his whole diet and lifestyle, I guess he
Yeah.
like really got into
Changed
it.
his diet.
Oh,
and
cool.
That motherfucker was on steroids. You're not gonna convince me otherwise.
Yeah, it's part of the lifestyle,
I mean, and it's a change in diet.
right? Yeah, one could argue.
Let's see. Linda Blair is going to be in the Exorcist movie. Officially announced.
Official. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is
As
she?
well,
now?
she should be.
She is. I don't even want to say it because I don't know.
She's
I
up
don't
there.
want to put. I don't want to put numbers on her.
But I mean, she's got to be at least
Oh.
50s, right? Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I would think so.
Let's see. Robert Downey Jr. is in 64.
Wow. Okay.
She looks pretty good for 64 too. Robert Downey Jr. is in talks to star in the remake of Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
Okay. Could be interesting.
I'm not entirely sure I like the idea.
I know, man. Is it going to be a shot-for-shot remake like Psycho was, or is it going to be like a change on the story?
No idea.
I think it's a lose-lose situation.
Uh-oh. Yikes.
Actually, I think that might be it for news.
Is that it? Darren, you got any news to talk about?
Oh, none for this show. I follow
Gotcha.
different
Okay.
news.
All right, now we're ready to take that little trip. So if you're ready, Darren, trailer park.
Down to the trailer park.
Brian is going to bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. Brian, what's our first new trailer this week?
First one we're going to talk about is Malum, which I've only seen posters of it before I've watched the trailer, because I usually don't watch trailers unless they're for the show, and I finally checked out this trailer for the show and found out that the director is Anthony DiBlasi. This is a remake of one of his older films.
Oh,
kidding.
I was wondering if it was the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the original film was Last Shift.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that like on a TV show?
No, it was a movie that came out.
Okay. All right.
I knew it looked familiar.
Yeah, it kind
I
of.
think-
Go ahead.
Well, I thought I had heard that they were remaking it, and then when
Okay.
we were watching this, or we didn't watch it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if this is it. And then they said something is like, take
Ah.
the last shift and something when they were doing the taglines in the
Mhm.
trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, it is that. But I didn't know it was the same guy doing
Yeah.
a remake of himself.
I'll be damned.
So he's
Yeah,
remaking it. I
Interesting.
guess he didn't like it last time.
No, what I think I enjoyed the original one.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
wasn't bad.
It was freaky.
It kind of makes me feel like he's doing the Sam Raimi thing, like he got a little bit more money.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's some production value in there.
Yeah, updating it, maybe expanding on the story of what happened to her father, because the way they're playing it out. I don't know if you guys seen Last Shift, but the father dies. He gets killed by, what was it, a cult?
Oh, geez, man. Wow, this is.
But
Yeah,
I
that
kind of
sounds
get
terrifying.
the impression in this version he might have had something to do with the cult.
What?
It's what
that
it
makes
looks
sense.
like in the trailer. It's what's one of the Randy rules from Scream about sequels having to bring stuff up from the past or whatever. But
Right?
it looked pretty cool, and it definitely. I mean, Last Shift all takes place in an abandoned building, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was almost 10 years ago, if not 10 years ago.
2014.
Okay.
So I'm interested. I mean, I like both versions of Funny Games. That was
Yeah.
the same guy remaking himself.
I mean, it looks interesting. Hey, occult stuff, I'm always down. Especially
Yeah.
supernatural occult
Mhm.
stuff. That's my
Uh,
favorite.
Looks majority of it looks practical as far as the effects, and yeah, if he's got some more money to throw at it and he's expanding the story, and I like the original, I'm down for it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. This was a trailer that this one kind of took me by surprise, Brian, but not so much as when you told me that this was the same guy that did the story before. That is kind of bizarre. That doesn't happen too often. So yeah, it's got all the stuff I like, man. Looks like a lot of gore, a lot of fear factor. You got a cult involved, so count me in.
This one will be in theaters. It's getting a theatrical release next week, March 31st.
Very nice. So it's either that or Dungeons and Dragons.
I heard some fun things about that one.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, I
fun.
just heard
looks
it's just
good.
just a fun fantasy
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Kind of looked
Uh,
like your Highness or whatever that James Franco Danny McBride movie was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Danny McBride popped up in Dungeons and Dragons, top 5 movie of the year.
Never say never, man. It could happen.
All right. Our final trailer is The Black Demon, based on a Mexican legend about a megalodon shark. Any of you guys heard of this legend?
I have not.
Nope.
Surprisingly.
This one stars.
My wife told me about the tooth rat, but I'm pretty sure that was just her family making it up. I don't think it's a Mexican thing.
I was going to say, hold on that,
rat.
because I want to come back to the tooth rat, because
Okay.
my interest. This stars Josh Lucas and Fernanda Ujola. Probably pronounced that wrong. This is directed by Adrian Grunberg. That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he directed Rambo: Last Blood, Get the Gringo, Apocalypto.
Oh, wow.
Or no, he worked on Apocalypto.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's done a lot of action movies.
Wow. This one looks like it has potential, don't you think, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty easy sell on animal horror.
Yeah.
Especially since my sister-in-law is a giant fan of all the Sharknado movies, so I've seen all of those. Anything is, no offense, Don and Nelly, if you're listening, but anything that's better than Sharknado is
Right.
all right.
It looks pretty aggressive as far as like megalodon shark movies go. Like I feel like there's going to be a lot more shark in this movie and less people, which, you know,
Yeah.
is what you want.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looked. Of course, we have a smaller cast than the Meg, which was the big blockbuster.
Oh yes.
Mega budget release, and
right.
I think this will work better with the smaller cast, and the Meg also looked like it was not looked, because we've seen it. If I remember, it was a little bit more comedic than this one.
Yeah, nothing comedic about this one, man. Look, a lot of paranoia, small setting, not like you said, not a large cast. There may be some eco horror elements here, of course, dealing with the oil rig, and yeah, this is cool, man. It has a lot of good elements. I was really worried when I saw that you sent this to trailer, because I said, "Oh fuck, another fucking shark movie," and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna hate this before I even see it." But I gave it a chance, and I'm glad I did. This is looks like a shark movie done right. Anyway, it has a pretty good cast, so
yeah,
I'm all in.
This one, I believe, is also getting a theatrical release April 28th. So now that we're done with trailers, can we hear about the tooth rat?
The tooth rat.
The tooth rat.
I don't know if her dad made it up or if it really is a legitimate Mexican thing, but apparently when she lost a tooth, her dad if she threw it over the house, the tooth rat would come and bring her another tooth.
What?
Instead of, putting the money under the pillow, maybe they didn't have the money to put under the pillow, but
okay.
I was like, because one day she started talking about it, and I was like, the what? That's not a thing. She's like, yeah, the tooth rat.
I'm googling like, no, it right now.
Don't know.
It's one of those things that you think everybody knows about.
Yeah.
And then you just watch the people looking at you while you're talking, like, oh, okay.
Oh, that was just a weird thing.
Oh, the tooth, according to this first thing that popped up, the tooth fairy is a mouse in Spanish culture.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There you go. So maybe it is a thing.
There you go. Learn something new every day, guys.
Anyway,
plays popular figure who replaces a child's lost baby tooth that has been placed under the pillow. It doesn't say you have to throw it over.
You had to throw it on the roof. Her dad was into some weird shit though when she was a kid.
Did he go out there and look for it, or did he just like let it stay out there and leave?
No. You throw it over the tooth, and that way he doesn't have to do anything with it. The tooth brings you another tooth.
Jesus Christ. Okay, sure.
We're gonna.
I wish I would have heard that earlier.
Yeah, a little too late now, right?
All right. Well.
Well, I don't know. He plays hockey, so he might lose some more teeth.
Okay. You may get your chance yet.
Yeah, as soon as we're done paying for the braces.
Oh yeah.
That's when they'll start coming out one at a time.
All right. Let's do some listener feedback. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on the Kill the Cast presents the Friday Nightmares podcast. Jerry, Jay, Kenneth, Scott, and Heather look into every aspect of horror as they create a podcast for werewolves and Cenobites alike. Find it on Legion Podcasts.
All right.
The Friday Nightmares podcast is what we're looking for.
Legion Podcast.
Yeah.
As they say, Darren, the whole is more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah. Proud home to 2 of my podcasts.
Matt Wood gave us some feedback for last week's show. He said a girl walks home alone at night is a fucking boring artsy shit wank. Pass. Hey,
He would say that.
He said, hey, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum, but
that sounds terrible.
I know that sounds dirty. But yeah, this one's not for me. Loved Under the Shadows though. I'm the total opposite to Langy Longstein.
Okay.
Heather Powell says, I dig that movie. Matt says, stop being so angry. Regarding Blood Rage, Mike Batchelor says, Lois!
Louise Lasser?
I don't know.
Okay.
You guys remember Blood Rage?
Oh, yes. Yeah. With the twins, the one that went into the asylum and the other one that was doing the real
You remember, Phil, the Thanksgiving commentary we did?
Oh.
It's not cranberry sauce.
Oh. Vaguely. I was probably very drunk and I've already blocked it out. An attorney bracket, Al Ramsur posted Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I didn't. What was that tourney, Brian? Did you see that or what podcast that was for?
Nah, I think it was for Nightmare Junkhead. They do a March Madness bracket every year, and I
thought it was for Elevated Horror. I'll take it.
No.
That wouldn't have surprised me if somebody snuck that on there.
And if anybody would, guys, it would be Al. Am I right?
And then Don would get mad that it was even on there.
Oh, man. Don would have a 30-minute diatribe over that one.
About the semantics of Jurassic Park. Brian created a poll. It says, which one would you rather watch, Troll or Troll 2? Good question. Troll 2 right now is running away with it, though.
Actually, no, I think Troll 1 is making a comeback, Brian.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know. I looked at it this morning. It looked like it was 3-2 Troll now. So
okay. Well, maybe
I don't know.
Troll.
We'll have to watch
and
this one.
I have to say something. That's disappointing.
Is it?
3 to 5 votes.
Oh,
Yes,
They
yeah.
have over 600
it.
in the group.
Yeah, no shit.
That's all the people that are there anyway.
Need to get the vote
I
out,
voted.
folks. Come on.
There you go.
You can't vote. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
There you
That's
go.
what they say. B. Jermaine says, I voted for Troll 2 because you don't piss on hospitality.
Sure don't.
Let's welcome our new listener, Jasmine Mearns. Yes, thank you. You're awesome, Jasmine. Marcus Will Turner says, forgot to share, so here it is regarding The Last of Us. So on a bittersweet, haunting, and incredible note, the first season of HBO's The Last of Us comes to a close. Not going to fall into the misinformed rhetoric of that the video game curse has been lifted, because that was the case a long while ago with the sheer excellence of Netflix's Castlevania, A Werewolves Within. Sonic the Hedgehog, and other titles lifting the aforementioned curse. Taking video game adaptations out of the seedy dredges of putrid irrelevance that you bowl left them in. But I will empathetically jump on board with the celebratory claim that VGAs are further solidified as a legitimate subgenre, capable of doing absolute justice to its source material, introducing non-gamers and casual audiences to these incredible stories and characters they wouldn't otherwise experience. This series is a freaking triumph in more ways than a dozen. 9.5 out of 10.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I kind of tend to agree with him. I mean, I love the show. I've never played the video game once.
Yeah.
Probably could have included that in the news. The second game, they're going to split into 2 seasons.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
So was that the entirety of the first game?
I don't know.
Darren? Huh. You're our gamer, man.
If I remember, it was pretty close to the first game.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. They had a pretty good finale. But did sort of leave it open-ended, So.
Yeah, and it was kind of did he say heartwarming or heart-wrenching? I thought it was kind of heart-wrenching.
I remember the second game was more depressing. But that's all I really remember.
Ah, okay. So look, we've got that to look forward to. Yay!
It's over. It's over now, right?
Yeah.
The game series?
No.
They haven't put out a new game in a while. Oh, the show. Yeah, the finale was last week or the week before.
Okay, I guess I can binge it now.
Check it out now, man.
Yeah.
Add it to my list of not finished series.
Yeah, I know. I just finished Wednesday today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I started that months ago.
What'd you think about it, man? What was your takeaway?
I enjoyed it. I feel it's weird. Like everything I watch has Jenna Ortega in it, which I'm not complaining about. But it's like, oh, she's in Babysitter Killer Queen. Oh, she's in American Carnage, that movie I covered on the show.
Oh, sure.
Last month. It was like, oh shit, there she is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, she pops up a lot, man. I like the way it started. I thought it got a little CW-ish, yet young adult-ish for me. I don't know, toward the end there, but hey, man, my granddaughter loved it. All of them did.
Geared towards.
That's all I care about. Yeah, that's true. I really like that first opening sequence, though, with the piranhas in the swimming pool. Kind of wish there were a few more opportunities for that, but it was a good way to get the show started.
Yeah, maybe next season.
All right. Well, that's it for feedback. Our intro and new logos, of course, come from Steve Carlton of The Geeks. You can find him on last week's show, the week before. Whenever that was. And be on the lookout for more great stuff from him. Our original skull artwork, of course, comes from Natsulani, so check her out on Instagram. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. We'll watch anything you want us to. We are your slaves. Featured attractions. We're gonna roll into Is It Really That Bad? With Troll and Troll 2. So we're gonna start with Troll from 1986. A wicked troll king in search of a mystical ring that will transform him to a human invades a San Francisco apartment complex where a powerful witch lives. Director is John Carl Buechler, also known for Ghoulies, Go to College. Ghoulies Go to College. That's the name of the movie. Okay.
Another classic, right?
And
it's don't worry, it's coming to the show soon.
And Friday the 14th, Part 7, The New Blood.
Part 7. Isn't that the one most people hate? Or is that... I got to ask Nez about that one. He's our Friday the 13th fan, right?
This one says Friday the 14th. I don't know if that was a typo or if that's what that's the name of the movie.
You guys never seen Friday the 14th?
I
I
guess
think
that
it's
was
Saturday the 14th.
Is that,
I've
yeah, I
seen-
think it's.
I've seen Friday. I think
Is
it's a
that-
misprint.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes
So
more
New
sense. I thought
Blood?
he did some kind of crap parody movie or like a porn version of it or something.
Well, the New Blood, isn't that the one where it's not
Okay,
Jason,
I looked it
right?
up. He directed Friday the 13th, Part 7, The
Okay.
New Blood.
There it is. We know our horror. Writers, story by John Carl Buechler, written by Ed Naha, also known for Doll Man and Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
Classics going on here.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Definitely 80s. Julia Louise Dreyfus has admitted to being embarrassed by her role. In April 2013, Jay Leno showed her a scene as a nymph on The Tonight Show. And Louise Dreyfus was surprised and visibly annoyed that Leno dredged up her connection to the film. Although she remained covered in the film, her transformation into the fairy, an on-set photo of Julia Louise Dreyfus, was published in the March 1986 issue of Cinefantastique magazine, in which her bare
That's a
breast
title
was-
for a magazine.
That sounds like an elevated horror magazine if ever I heard one.
Well, here's a reason to buy it. Her bare breasts were visible.
What the heck? Oy.
She's pretty hot in this movie.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. She
Yeah,
still
I
is,
don't-
man.
I don't see anything about her performance that was embarrassing.
Well,
That's
Brian,
just
you
like
start
the
us out,
thing.
let us
Jennifer
know.
Aniston doesn't like her
Right.
appearance in Leprechaun. There's
Sure.
just a handful of people that are like, well, I don't want to have anything to do with being in that horror movie that people still kind of like from their childhood.
Right.
They gave you your start.
Yeah,
You know?
I just
Mhm.
found out what's his name from ER. That was Batman. Clooney. He was in Grizzly 2.
He was also
and I thought he was in a Prom Night or something like that also.
and Attack of the
or-
Killer Tomatoes, right? Or
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
2 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, horror movies are a great great place to get your practice in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we
get
haven't started talking
what-
about Troll 2 yet, but
Right.
but you know, this one, yeah, it's a good place. Yeah. I don't know why some people just distance themselves so fast.
Well,
What
it'll be
you
fun to-
what'd you think about Troll?
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
It's hard to separate because this is one of those
Okay.
movies that I watched a billion times when I was a kid. It was on a VHS with I'm not even sure what. But are we comparing it to Troll 2 or are we just talking about Troll itself?
Troll itself.
Just Troll.
Okay, Troll itself, things I liked about it were the practical effects. I liked the puppets even. The puppets were better than the people or than just somebody running around in a mask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The stop motion, they did a lot of really cool stop motion stuff.
Yes, they did.
The music, the soundtrack, what's the Troll song? It's called like Cantos Profane or something like that. Is that
Sure.
and
I was thinking of the like My Singing Monsters app. Have you guys heard of that? Yeah, you like put little monsters down and they sing. I was like, I bet this is
wow.
where they got that idea.
That's kinda
I'm
neat.
sure it was. And there's things that I guess continue with things that I like about it. I like the way the story goes, the references within the references, like the pod people and stuff. Anything with practical effects sort of has me. I remember seeing Julia Louis-Dreyfus pretty much naked was very important to me as a child. A very poignant moment. I didn't miss a lot of the things about the neighbor Duke, the ex-Marine.
Sure.
He's got a picture of Richard Nixon on his wall, which I
Right.
noticed now, which I obviously wouldn't get when I was a little one. It's one of those movies that it's hard to just dissect critically because it's one of those picturing the video store trip as a child. There's the troll with the spirally ball and Brother Elf, and just like a bunch of shit that would be corny as fuck now, but when you see it when you're 6 or 7 or 8, it's one of those gateway drugs. Yeah. I took some edibles and fired up the vaporizer the other day, and it just Sonny Bono, swinging Sonny Bono.
Swinging Sonny.
Like I knew I recognized that guy.
It's a corny as fuck movie, but I like it. I guess would be how I would stop talking and pass the baton before I interrupt somebody in a few minutes.
Brian, what'd you think?
I kind of still love this movie. This was like Darren said, this was like a staple in the video store. Like I still remember walking down the aisle and seeing that cover and watching this a whole bunch of times. And what's his name is fucking awesome in it. Michael Moriarty from The Stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The little guy?
No, the father, Harry Potter.
The one that went to buy rat burgers.
Oh,
Harry Potter Sr.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. His dance scene was incredible.
Hey, when that man needs to dance and just get it out. Shout out to his wife too, because she was coming to tell him to turn the music down and just saw his passionate dance and was just like, "No, I'm gonna leave you alone."
Let him have his moment.
What is it? Summertime Blues? Is that what he was listening to?
Yeah. I still think the practicals are good. I think the director, in other movies he didn't direct, he did a lot of practical effects, and it shows in this movie. The puppetry, the stop motion. I still love all that. I don't know. I never got into like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, but I always loved like fantasy horror, fantasy action movies in the 80s because I felt like during that time, I don't think it's still done like that to this day, how it was in the 80s, and I miss those days. Sure. Yeah.
When some of the parents thought that you were satanic if you played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. But I still have a nostalgic place in my heart for this one.
All right. Lance, what do you think?
Harry Potter Jr. was Atreyu, a never-ending story, which
I
never connected until
I know,
this
I didn't
week.
either.
Okay.
Lance, what do you think?
I kind of love this movie, man. I actually, after all these years, I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, like maybe late night cable or something like that, but I don't know if I've ever actually sat down and watched the movie. And definitely back then we didn't know anything about Harry Potter. That's gotta somehow subconsciously, I guess, inspire J.K. Rowling to come up with a name. You guys think, or is it just
saying this was her favorite movie as a child?
Maybe.
She said she never put it together, but she says a lot of things that is like, well, maybe you should be a little bit more introspective. Like, I'm not going to take it too far, but her pseudonym that she uses when she writes books that aren't under J.K. Rowling, some of the accusations of some of her anti-trans statements.
Of course, of course.
Well, her pseudonym that she accidentally came up with is like the name of a pioneer in conversion therapy.
Okay.
Oh, she said she accidentally came up with it?
Yeah, okay. She just accidentally came up with a name that's exactly the same name as like the top name in conversion therapy.
Well, there you have it. So she accidentally came up with Harry Potter. Understood. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
She owes
this guy
Charles
definitely doesn't
Band
have enough
money.
money to sue her. Yeah.
Well, she owes. This was Empire, so she owes Charles Band some money.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you this movie definitely had that full moon feeling to it. It was kind of whimsical. sort of childlike, but yet that they had a couple of gory moments and a couple of tense moments. I thought that the special effects were phenomenal in this one. I really Phil Fondacaro stole the show, in his dual role.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he had a dual role here, man, because I guess he played the original troll as well as the neighbor. I thought that the little daughter did a great job acting.
Yeah,
she's like, more rat burgers.
Yeah,
it's like, what is this? What did you put on here? Just
more
it's like a possessed little girl acted like, but it was actually a troll inhabiting her. So
well, and I initially thought that was Carol Ann from the Poltergeist.
Oh,
she does look
favor her a bit.
Yeah, she looks a lot like her.
I thought everybody did a great job. I'm with you guys. Michael Moriarty knocked it out of the park on this. I mean, guys, pretty good actor, and I'll bet he's not embarrassed of this movie. I bet he kind of looks back at it fondly and says, "I've enjoyed the experience."
I'm sure he embraces this movie along with the stuff.
Yeah.
I would think so, man. I like the stuff too, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was well done, good effects, good makeup. I hate to say it, but good acting. I mean, I thought it was decent acting in this for a, B grade horror movie. So, and I played tons of Dungeons and Dragons when I was, in high school and whatnot, and so I was big time into fantasy as well as like a lot of those fantasy tinged Led Zeppelin songs and Jethro Tull songs that kind of had that Woodlands type sound to them. So I enjoyed this one. I'm glad we watched it. Glad I got to see it all the way through.
Yeah.
I had the attention span for Hero Quest. I didn't have the attention span for Dungeons and Dragons.
I remember Hero Quest. You remember Gamma World?
No.
That was another game kind of like a spinoff from the company that did D&D. But it was survival in a post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear war wasteland. So, you had to find canned foods that weren't weren't going to poison you, and you ran into roving bands of cannibals and all kinds of stuff. They also did a game called Car Wars, where you would actually customize your car Mad Max style with all types of weapons, and you could have you had a certain amount of money you could spend based on what your roll of the dice was. You could get like oil spills and tires that had blades that came out and bazookas and the whole 9 yards.
Damn.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
remember
gaming, old school gaming.
I remember the Oregon Trail.
Oh yes, how could we forget that? The original.
Died of dysentery.
The original. Yeah.
Fraction Munctures. What else was on those computers?
Yeah, the frog thing. Anyway. Yeah, man. I will always have a soft spot in my heart for slimy puppets. I guess it was a thing in the 80s. I don't know if they did that to make them look more real or what. And it's gross. They all look like they're like covered in snot, but it worked. I mean, there's some good practical effects, man. I really like that.
And Turok often had a stream of snot.
Yeah.
On his lip too.
It's like,
yeah,
why do they do that?
I noticed.
Gotta use it up. It's all of swinging Sonny Bono's leftover KY jelly, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I like that the troll has kind of almost a like redemption arc thing that happens in this movie.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. I mean,
is this elevated horror? Is that what you're telling us?
I think so. I mean, I think there's some background stuff to it, like some really internalized rage or something. No, I don't care.
And he was wearing a waistcoat.
Yeah. The girl goes back to her young self. That's got to say something, right?
Did anybody explain the ending? Because everything goes back to the way it was, and the Potters
right
just pack up their car, and the police just tell him, make sure you swing by the police station and make that file that report.
Sure. He was like,
It was
sure.
San Francisco in the 80s.
Well, they had to leave it open for another. Yeah. Oh fuck! I stepped on a needle.
Oh man. Oy.
They had to leave it open for another movie.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what you would have thought Troll 2 would have picked up right there, right? But apparently
we'll get
not.
to that.
Yeah.
But no, I think this
but-
was like a legitimately decent movie. Like, I don't even know that it was B movie. It had a pretty good cast to it, and they did a
Yeah,
pretty
I
good job.
thought so
acting.
too.
It had some serious production value.
Great
story was
neighbors.
silly.
Great neighbors, right? Like every different
Yeah.
type of neighbor. Like
Yeah.
the cranky landlady, and then of course, you had the physical guy that was always working out.
Yeah.
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah.
They say I look like John Wayne. But
And also in the 80s, he was really into fitness. You know,
Yes. Yes.
Sonny Bono was a leftover from the 70s, I would say,
yeah.
Okay.
in
Makes
real
sense.
life and in regular life.
Yeah, he
But
was already
Eunice,
kinda old
yeah.
for this one. But it was a fun movie, you know? Like, I don't think that it was necessarily a B movie. And I mean, it wasn't
Uh-huh.
awesome. The story was silly, but it was fun, you know? And
Sure.
I liked it. I had a good time with this thing. Scores, Darren, from 1 to 10. What do you give it?
Oh, minus nostalgia? Or can I add in nostalgia?
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm giving it an 8.
Wow.
I'm good. You know,
Nice.
That's fair.
if it's totally critical, I would say between 6 and 7. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean this one's just. I could watch it again tomorrow and be fine.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good acid test.
Brian, that's an acid test that I'm going to use later. Just spoiler.
On
Brian.
acid.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give it an 8 because it just took me back to 10-year. I was when I seen this, I was probably like 8 when I first seen this, and I just remember my mom wasn't really allowing me to rent whatever I wanted, but you go with your dad to the video store, and he lets you just grab a couple of and this was one of them. I still picture that VHS cover in my head.
Let you grab a couple of porns, get back
No,
to the back curtain.
no.
Go through the beads, son.
All right. Sorry to throw you off there, Brian. Sorry about that.
So 8 on 10. You didn't throw me off.
Nice. 8 on 10. That's great.
8 on
So
10.
two
Your
eights, right?
Your John Wick score earlier threw me off, so I was
Yeah.
already thrown.
I'll rewatch it, man. Give it a real score. Or if you guys covered on the action returns, I'll chime in, man. I'll send some listener feedback or something.
We got a list of recommendations, so
All right. That's looking more and more like Triple R at this point, man. Got to get some Bollywood, I think. But I'll go with 7 on 10. A lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie a great deal. Thanks for picking it, Brian.
Yeah. I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think it was a really
Nice.
fun movie, man. I had a good time with this one. I absolutely would watch this again today. Like, I turned it on and had a really good time with it. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Question, Phil, did you watch it with the kids? Or at least
Yeah,
Izzy?
they were in
Yeah.
the room. They weren't like actively watching, but it was on.
Cool. Yeah, it
And
seemed like
every
the
once
kids
in a
would
while,
like that.
some super gross pod people scene would pop up or whatever, and they'd
Right.
be like stuck on it.
oh, this is interesting here. They were going to remake it, but
Really?
issues with financing, largely because of legal issues involving the use of the name Harry Potter, led to long
That makes
delays.
sense.
Man, how unfair is that? Like they did it first.
They had it first.
Seems
That
like
is
a pretty.
yeah, that is
seems like
truly
it should
truly
be a pretty
unfair.
common name. Harry Potter
You think
sounds
so?
almost like a John.
I mean,
I don't know,
he's
man.
not doing witchcraft or sorcery.
Yeah. And you're right. They had it first.
It's just a
Yeah, if anything, they should
Father-
sue her. Could you imagine how much fucking money you could get if you successfully sued J.K. Rowling with all the books and all the movie sales? Jesus
you know
Christ.
how many Evil Bong movies Charles Band would do? He got that
A
boost in the
lot.
studio budget.
Evil Bong 6,666, right?
So
Yeah.
all right. So definitely watch the first Troll. We'll see about the second one. From 1990, Troll 2. A vacationing family discovers that the entire town they're visiting is inhabited by goblins, disguised as humans who plan to eat them. Director is Claudio Fragasso, also known for Karate Man and Terminator 2, but not that Terminator 2. I don't know how they didn't get sued. Writers are Claudio Fragasso with Rosella Drudy. The entire cast went into a casting call hoping to be extras and ended up in lead roles. Well, that makes sense.
The hell you say?
Director Claudio Fragasso and his wife Rosella Drudy, oh, that's why she's a writer, who only spoke Italian, wrote the script in very poor English. On set, the actors suggested they ad-libbed their lines to make the dialogue sound better. Fragasso forbade that, and all of the lines had to be read as written. Which is probably why the kid, when he was about to pee on the table, was like, I must. In Best Worst Movie from 2009, Don Packard said that he was in and out of a mental hospital during filming. When he watched it later, he realized he wasn't acting in his scenes. He was really as disturbed as his character. All right. Troll 2. Darren, what'd you think?
This was the second time I watched it. I didn't get any extra deeper layers this time through watching it with a critical eye. I mean, I've never made a movie, so good for them for that.
There's that.
But it's one of the most obvious, we're going to say that it's connected to this other movie that it's not connected to at all kind of movies.
There weren't even
goblins aren't connected to trolls?
No, well, maybe they share an affinity for like corn erotica or whatever the fuck is going on in this. There's so much sultry corn scenes that I've never even seen in my life, and I'm from Ohio. Yeah, it's I'm trying to think of something nice to say or nice not saying anything at all sort of thing, but it's like, yeah, they showed up. They made a whole movie with drippy green corn porn, and everyone will always remember and they're gonna eat me scene. That'll be remembered forever. And I've blocked out most of it, actually, and I just watched it 2 days ago.
No,
not that it's like bad, but it was just kind of okay.
Oh, it's definitely bad.
And sorry that I missed some of that, Darren. I've got an injured wife that I'm dealing with. She's probably going to need to have knee replacement surgery eventually. So not good.
Well, the basic summary is Troll 2, not as good as Troll 1, in my opinion. Not to yuck anybody's yum or whatever, as our dear friend Matt Wood says about the girl walks home alone at night, which I like personally, but
yeah.
They just decided to say that it's related to Troll, even though it has nothing to do with Troll, except for there are some short people. There are some short people.
There are definitely
And,
some short people with masks.
Yep. And Turok,
Right.
Turok maybe was a leader in the world of corn erotica, because there's a lot of erotic
Right.
scenes with corn, and
The
I
corn
was
porn.
saying, yeah, the corn porn, and I'll have to send you. There's a weird field out in the suburbs here of these weird corn statues
No kidding.
that I thought of, and there is that, and it's not even suggested to me whenever I allegedly log into any porn site. There's never so much corn porn as there is in.
Well, you're missing the wrong one. You want to go to Cornhub.
Yeah. Ah.
All right. Ta-da.
Perfect transition.
Brian, what'd you think?
I think, just like the documentary said, this is the best, worst movie. I think
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to watch it because it's absolutely ridiculous. Not only is it ridiculous, but you learn things from the father.
Mhm.
Said it earlier, you can't piss on hospitality. And when you're
Life
hungry,
lessons.
you just tighten your belt and it gets rid of the hunger pains.
It's such a weird scene.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know, I guess.
The effects, the makeup effects are laughable. The acting is laughable. The story makes no sense. Just this family going to this place called Nilbog, which is goblin spelled backwards. Is
Nilbog.
because if you're gonna hide that you're goblins,
Right.
just name the town Goblin backwards.
So clever.
It's
So
like
clever.
Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Dr. Alucard.
That's right.
Darren brought up the corn porn, which was is
boy.
always hilarious. But you can tell
Yes.
whenever they are done having sex, the corn turns into popcorn.
Popcorn.
Thought that was in the middle of it. That's when things heat up.
Oh my god. Kind of like
Yeah.
the old fireworks sequence after sex that they did in
You
the older
got
movies.
just strange parts of the story, like the boyfriend with all his friends in the Winnebago,
yeah.
and they're all sleeping
God
together
damn,
in
I
the bed.
forgot about that. Yeah.
But there was also a scene where like the two dudes were sleeping together in
Yeah.
the bed. They were
It
both
looked like they were naked.
Yeah, I was like, what
Like,
is
how's-
happening right now?
Well, I mean, there's only so much room in an RV. I mean, come on.
I mean, I guess. But do you have to take your shirt off, man?
You got the
Any
weird
port in a
side.
corn storm.
You got the weird side story of the grandpa that you think is there reading him a story,
Oh
but
my
he's actually
God.
dead.
I'd forgotten all about that too.
It's like a
Actually-
Princess Bride ripoff, but he's
It's-
dead.
Just listening to y'all talk is like seeing the movie for the first time because absolutely nothing made any fucking sense. So it's like,
There's just little things you gotta watch for the when they meet the witch. You gotta see her excellent acting with her
Uh-huh.
eyebrows and her facial expressions. It's amazing.
I've seen better acting in community theater, quite frankly.
I figured that's where they got him.
And then Phil brought up one of the best scenes is the only way he can stop everybody from eating the food that's going to turn them into food is
Yes.
to whip his dick out and piss on everybody and everything.
That was the longest 30 seconds I've ever seen. And I was like, this is
That's
the conclusion
bizarre.
you came to?
That is bizarre.
So, yeah, this holds a different place in my heart for different reasons. It's on a film level, it's not as good as the first Troll, but
Right.
on a so bad it's good level, it's up there. And I don't know. I love so bad it's good movies. So this is
Like
This is
Birdemic.
Have you seen Birdemic?
I don't want to.
It's
After we did it a couple of years ago on the on the March Madness, I think I heard enough.
coming to an episode soon.
Oh no.
I think my favorite So Bad It's Good movie was the Heavy Metal movie we reviewed. Is that what it's called? Heavy Metal? You know what I'm talking about?
Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Rock and Roll
That
Nightmare.
was it.
There you go.
What was the main guy? Thor or whatever.
Thor, yeah. He was like from
the
a real
starfish
hairband.
fight at the end.
He
You
was all
seen that one,
roided out
Derek?
and shit.
I think so. It's been a minute.
Dude. Fantastically bad.
Didn't we find out at the end that Thor was really like Jesus or something, or Satan or something else, or
something like that? I think
it was
that
either
guy,
Jesus
in
or
a
Satan.
loincloth fighting puppets. So it was.
I think that guy wrote and directed the movie also that starred in the movie.
Right? Yeah, it was like the first meta movie, right?
Yeah.
It was like a film within a film.
So what'd you think about? Yeah, what'd you think, Lance?
This compared to that
about Troll 2?
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible, man. I understand why. No, I think I do understand why it has the cult following that it has. But I don't think it deserves it. I mean, I think there's plenty of other bad low budget movies out there that would probably be much more entertaining to me that just don't have the I guess like the feedback that this one gets, maybe because of the documentary or the fact that, you know, they made a national. What were you saying in the trivia about they gave him the key to the city or something like that one day, or they had a Nyborg or Nilborg or whatever the town was called day?
Oh,
no,
Nilbog.
But
I don't know.
Dan Packard said he was in and out of the mental hospital during the best worst movie filming.
Believe that. He looked pretty kooky, but guys, really? I mean, it's just. I mean, does this deserve to be mentioned, like along with, say, Tommy Wiseau's The Room?
Hell
you know,
yeah.
it's. I don't know. To me, this one was just so bad it's bad. Nothing made sense. None of the plot lines held together. Why did the witch? Was that the same actress that was the witch? See, I don't even know. That was the same actress, right? The toothless or the black tooth witch, and then all of a sudden she was the sexy corn hub girl. Or
see, you got it
so.
mistaken. She didn't have a black tooth.
Okay.
It's supposed to be colored in, so it looked like she didn't have a tooth.
It probably was, except they were all like that.
Okay.
I was like, see, this is what happens when you don't brush your teeth, kids.
or do too much meth.
Yeah.
One thing's for sure, man. That scene where they were sitting around the dinner table and that famous pissing scene you guys were talking about. I don't know about you guys, but like they were all supposedly for whatever reason the grandfather gives them 30 seconds where they don't move.
His dead grandfather has the power to stop time.
Well, how come the guy was moving the glass visibly the whole time?
Well, we all agreed it's not the best acting.
And why were they fixing to dig into a bunch of green goo?
And why was some of it white? Like some of it was fucking white. And did they run out of budget for green food color? They had to just use mayonnaise for some of the scenes.
It's like he
what?
said about the notes on the door. It's hospitality. You don't turn down
hospitality.
Yeah.
You don't turn down food. It's hospitality.
Good Lord, man. I've never seen this before, and I'll never see this again. Enough said.
All right.
They had a $700,000 to $1.1 million budget. And they made $5.5 million.
Well,
no,
that's
sorry, that's Troll. That's the first Troll.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, "There's no way this thing had $1 million budget."
Well,
this one had $100,000 budget.
Did it have $100,000 budget? Because if it did, I think 98,000 of it went to cocaine and marijuana.
Went to that guy's.
We know a whole 50 of it went to costumes.
A lot of corn.
Yeah, this was a really fucking bad movie, man. I started watching this, and this is the first time I've ever seen it.
Same here, yeah.
I saw the like the screenshot of it and like the picture of the goblins or the trolls or whatever.
Sure.
Well, I guess they're goblins because there's no.
It's just people wearing fucking masks.
Trolls in this movie.
There was no motion in the. I mean, it wasn't even like rubber.
I think you took this movie a little too serious, Lance.
But I was thinking when I saw this picture, I was like, there's no way after just watching Troll 1 with the awesome special effects that these are the trolls in this movie. I refuse to believe it. And then
They
I
didn't
watched.
look like trolls because they were goblins.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, goblins apparently don't move their eyes.
Or any other facial features. But people put into stasis through a grandfather spell do. Moving like I was shaking the cup like this.
Yeah, it was just like people in potato sacks and masks, and it was it was such garbage, dude. And the whole time I was like, this is gonna get better, right? And it doesn't. And it keeps getting worse, and like the special effects keep getting worse. The whole soundtrack is done on like a Casio keyboard. The actors I've never seen any of them, thank God, and
nor will you ever again.
Yeah, like there was that one guy who was literally set on fire and like could not convince me that he was in pain. It was not a great movie. But was it so bad that it was good?
That's the question.
I think so, man.
Uh-oh.
I think it was so fucking stupid and ridiculous. I kind of had fun with it. Like if I had to watch here's my litmus test that I was talking about earlier, right? Would you watch it again? If I'm comparing this to like To Jennifer, right? To Jennifer, I don't want to watch again. This one, I would watch it again.
Okay. Interesting.
So I think it scores slightly higher, you know? It's as a legitimate score, it's awful, and we'll get to that, but kind of a fun movie, man. I'm sort of glad we watched this. It was a good time.
Hey, I'm glad we watched Troll.
All right, Darren, what's your score?
Score for this, I mean, it's
a hard.
It is definitely so bad that it's good, but I would give it a 2 or 3.
That makes sense.
A 2 or 3.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Brian?
I mean, it doesn't matter when you get down there, but it's like, if you want to watch a weird shit movie that a lot of people say is a weird shit movie, Troll 2 is for you.
I feel like I'm not mad that I watched
go.
it. It seems like one of those that you sort of have to watch at some point in your life.
I guess, yeah. So much hype around it, right?
Brian?
I graded Troll on a nostalgic level. I'm gonna grade this on a so bad it's good level. It's an 8.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Ever got ever.
Woo!
Awesome.
Oh man.
Lance, what do you think?
I'm gonna bring us down.
This motherfucker's all over the place.
This is a fucking 1.
1.
Hey, at least it made the scale. It's a 1. Fake masks, burlap sacks, people that don't know how to read without looking at cue cards the whole movie. It's a 1. It's a 1.
Not the black tooth chick. She was pretty over the top. She'd like go right along with, say, a Jim Carrey or something.
Yeah, she was doing her own movie.
Yeah, right. I would never see this again. I'm done. Once is enough.
You'll see it when we do the commentary.
Jesus
This
Christ.
seems like it would have been a good one to do a commentary on, I think.
Sure.
I'm gonna give it. Okay, as like a realistic score, I think it probably deserves the 1.
What does your heart say?
What does your heart say?
There you go. I'm gonna score it with my heart in a so bad it's good level, and I'm gonna give it a 6.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I had a pretty good time, and I would totally watch this to laugh at it tomorrow if I was very inebriated.
Yeah. or in another mental state, correct? All right. Well, that's the scores then, right?
That's it.
So, Darren, thanks for joining, man.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
We appreciate it. What movie are you covering next, or have you figured that out yet for sure?
It's up in the air. There are a few that are being discussed.
Oh, the George
so
Clooney
since it-
movie. Gotcha. Oh, never mind.
yeah, George Clooney. He's going to be a special guest. But since it hasn't been recorded yet, I'm not going to say.
Cool. All right. Fair enough. And where can listeners find you?
Psychosemantic. Search that pretty much anywhere. As mentioned previously in the Spotlight, it's on the Legion Podcast Network. And yeah.
Cool.
That's probably easier than listing all the places that it is. I'd be surprised if you didn't find it somewhere.
Nice. All right. And that's psychosemantic, not psychosomatic or anything like that.
Psychosemantic.
There
Yep.
you go. Simple
One
enough. All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would love to hear your feedback and ideas. Check us out at www.thehorrorreturns.com. And if you like what you hear, rate us and review us on either Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Please consider becoming a Patreon patron for $1 a month or more. You can pick 3 movies, as said before. And
Can I get about $250?
how much for one rib? That Chris Rock special was phenomenal. That latest one. Have you seen it, Darren?
No, but I've been meaning to.
Yes, we will not spoil anything.
One of the greats, man.
Stick around to the very end for sure. Next week, we're going to take another look at exploitation movies. And this time it's going to be Carsploitation with, was it Steven Spielberg that directed Duel, Brian?
I think so.
Is
I
it?
think so.
So we shall check out Spielberg's Duel as well as Death Race 2000 with, isn't it Sly Stallone that's in that one?
Oh,
No,
Sylvester Stallone and David Carradine. And
Yes, sir.
That's right.
All right.
if you've seen Rock and Roll High School, the principal from that, she gets naked.
Oh,
Well, we'll be there. So,
make it principal. Sign me up.
Philip, and she might whip you with Eeyore's tails. So, Philip, till the horror returns again.
Good night.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go check on the wife.